What's up, guys? Today I'm gonna talk to you about probably a guide that I haven't really, or I've been asked to do quite some time, and I've never really delivered on making or planned to make, but I'll give my best shot at doing this guide right now. This is the Abolisher guide for 2.9. Um, I haven't been playing Abolisher much because on Fresh Start I've been playing Mage, so and I haven't really been playing Legacy much as all, which is where all my melee gear set is. So let's start off with the build first. Pretty standard build. You want to grab the Abyssal passive for mostly the Soulbound Blade. This helps you keep the damage dot on the target, so if you're versing someone like a Dark Runner or Enigmatis that can stealth away, they can't do that anymore. And that also, I think that also works with the Dream Ring as well. It keeps the Dream Ring stacks on it while that's being procced. Pretty standard stuff, triple slash, charge, bond break. The one key thing you need to remember about bond break now is that you can't get out of bubble trap with it, so you need to say, if you're versus a dagger spell, for example, you need to save your behind enemy lines to get out of the bubble trap if you're ever in that situation where they throw, what is a firebolt at you and then bubble trap you into fucking a million feet into the air. So you need to save that. Precision strike, battle focus, tiger strike, everything's pretty standard. Passes I grab are the crit rate, gives a flat 8%, regardless if you're not dual wielding or not. You need this for Delirium. Delirium's pretty huge because it causes distress. When you get the proc off, and I think you Tiger Strike or something, it procs the Delirium on the target, which does the slow. It also gives you the 5% bleed, which further enhances your precision strike damage. I don't think many people realize that. You get an extra 37% for that, so that's really good. This one resets all your skills when you parry. This was nerfed a while back. It was, I think, back to 3-second cooldown if triggered too much. So they buffed that up to 12. Not too much of a big deal, but I mean, it resets all the cooldowns, so that's pretty big. This one, Puncture, 2000 flat defense. Yeah, may as well take it, right? Battle Rage, skill damage, 15%. Defense tree, we have Shield Slam, Refreshment, Bull Rush. Now, the thing about Toughen is that everything now in defense tree that used to combo with Shrug and RMNC is now comboing with Toughen. So, if you wanted that extra damage for Boastful Roar, you have to Toughen before, and then Boastful Roar get that extra 60%. Metal stacks a little bit differently now. It's harder to stack, but and this gives you continuous regen for 20 seconds. So if I'm reading it correctly, you'll get what, 2400 HP over 20 seconds, I think. I don't know. Can't do math. I'm a retard. Let's see, and it also increases 50% damage as metals. So I think if you have Toughen on, you should be able to stack close to 5k. If not, I'm not entirely sure. Revitalizing Cheer, this skill will probably save you quite a bit if you have the right gems in your belt. So you roll those gems in your belt, it's like drinking a Nui Nova plus whatever metal you have stacked on top. Readout, Olo's Hammer. This is probably like the greatest thing you could probably spec in defense, just to chain trip or keep your target tripped longer, just so you can get your combos out faster. But I don't know, people don't like it, but maybe it's just my thing. I like it. Invincibility, and only one passive is supplemental block. This kind of build just enables you to do much more DPS, pretty much. And I generally don't grab thwarts, so I mean, different variations of the build. Definitely, I had 2 skill points left over. That's whatever you want to put it in. If you want to control your metal more, you'd grab a Fortress and maybe the 10th passive, or Bear's Vigor if you want to go a little more defensive, or if you want to go more glass, you put it into weapon maneuvers. Or you can actually put one Hearten if you can't get your thwarts out every 15, because you do have that split 1 second to keep stacking thwart, and that's not always the case. Like if you get CC'd or something. But thwart, teleport, shrug is important. Liberation, leech. Leech. I mean, a lot of people like to spam this shit. Leech, Olo's hammer, pretty aids, but gets the job done, I guess, in arena. Spell shield would be also a good pickup. So if you wanted playing versus mage, you do something like spell shield Hearten or spell shield frenzy. Frenzy works a bit differently now. It's only 20 seconds, and if you get a kill, it resets the cooldown, or it resets the timer on frenzy, so that I think it goes an extra 30 seconds, or it resets back to 30 seconds, or it adds 20 seconds on top. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It increases by 20 seconds per kill. So, this is pretty handy to know if you run into someone with witchcraft that's running the that uses the pet, because if you kill the pet, you get an extra 20 seconds on it, and you're stacking all the damage, like all the damage stacks, and the was it magic mitigation, that all stacks as well. So that's generally how the skill build works. Personally for me, I don't take thwart. I've never liked thwart, but people seem to think the attack speed's important. So you know, if you think that's important, go ahead and grab it. Since I'm in plate, generally it's a good idea to take spell shield now, because the combo before for the spell shield was, I think it was readout liberation, and that would give you the 2000 spell shield. Right now the combo is liberation plus spell shield. That gives you 2840 on top of what you already have. So I'm already close to 11,000 just with my gear alone. Let me see. I think my build used to look something like this. It's been a while since I've logged on to this account. It looked... might have been charged, but... you also lost the move speed in this too. It gives you a 15% damage reduction, so... pretty okay. I mean, 35% off snare, so they can't... the duration for charge, the snare doesn't last as long, so... hard to trip you, but I think this is what my finalized build kind of looked like. I don't remember. It's either take these 2 points, go thwart, hearten, and frenzy maybe, just for a good all-around arena build. Oh yeah, this is strictly arena. It can work open world, but something for open world you might want to run Mocking Howl, which is a good AoE distress. And if you want to be aids, you run Imprison. So yeah, so that's the skill build. I'll probably include some videos in arena of me just using that build. Might be prior to 2.9, but we'll see. For gear, I have the Sleuth Steam Goggles. This is the hat from Dehuda that stacks crit rate and block rate over time. After the 5th hit, you get, it caps out at 3% crit rate, critical rate, and 3% block rate. So that's pretty good. You obviously want to max it out with magic defense gems since you're in plate. Obsidian chest. This is the crafted belt from Crimson Rift bosses. And you can either put 100 magic defense gems in it. Holy shit. Alright, yeah, you can keep playing music, dude. You either craft 100 magic defense gems in the belt, or you put the gems I have in there for extra vitalizing cheer, and that adds up to this number here where 3,700 comes from. Next, this is from Serpentis Bracer. I think it's best in slot. I mean, because of the extra toughness you get, or resilience you get, and 10% reduction to CC. So, I mean, that's pretty helpful. I mean, I can't think of any other piece that's better than this. This is for crit damage. You can go block if you want, but I mean, I enjoy doing more damage than being a little more defensive. Magic defense on shoes. Or shoes. Magic defense on your pants. Shoes has that as well, but I mean, roll that. Toughness. Magic defense. Halcyon necklace. This thing's important. If you don't have a Halcyon necklace, you can run, I don't know, a flame necklace. I don't think you want to run an earth because just the amount of magic defense is pretty insignificant. Max health for pretty much more HP, so they have to beat through an extra 2100 HP to kill you. I think that's pretty important over earth accessories or wave accessories. Plus it gives you strength and agility, which helps out to your primary stats that you actually need. Weapon choice is honestly up to you. Sword gives you extra parry. Katana is crit. Short spear does that occasional additional puncher proc that like cuts out, I don't know what the amount is. It cuts out a flat amount of defense, so you'll hit them hard if you do like a precision when that procs, so that's really good. Void spell, extra 3,800 magic defense. Also, you want to run the Twin Tail Cloak. Gives you an extra 1,500 magic defense, especially if you're in plate. The Void spell. Wait, I went over that already. This one was pretty optional. I really don't think you'll get a chance to get a Red Dragon bow, but here's probably another good alternative. This one's from the 10-man Dahuda. It's a Thorn Justice bow. It's gives you a good amount of strength and stamina. So this would be a good starting bow to get off with. Otherwise, you go with like a Delphinat Flame or an Obsidian bow even. Those are definitely better alternatives than the RD bow. And last is the Singing Scroll. This gives you flat magic defense, and it gives you your primary stats, strength, agi, and stam. Or if you are in leather, you can run the Halcyon loot that gives 1 to battle focus, which is pretty big, I think. See, the stats right now is that with the loot, and here's without the loot. Pretty, I don't know, it's pretty significant. I think you get more crit damage from what I can tell. 5% more. But yeah, it's basically the build. Costume, that's probably the last thing you should work on after your gear, or maybe before you finalize your accessories you want to work on costume. Or if you want to get the maybe two good lines. Honestly, this costume, when I was making it, it was more for Dark Runner, so I didn't really think of getting more defensive stats. Like, you can get health, you can get physical defense, you can get flat damage reduction, magic defense. Those stats are actually pretty good. Since the patch, a lot of the defense amounts changed. They either went up, 50% or 100%, which is why in plate you have close to this much, whereas before, I think before 2.9 or something, I was close to 8k, I think, physical defense, and maybe 6k magic defense, maybe less. So this is what I'm at right now. These stat totals. I don't think I mitigated my stats properly. They were pretty much all over the place. Yeah, see, my stats are all over the place, so not too sure what I was thinking of. Stat mitigation, you probably just want to dump it into stamina, in my opinion, from intelligence or spirit. Here's my critical rate, critical damage, just something you can all see. Defense, 35, 36. Regen's not really important. Here's stats with battle focus, 110. I think parry rate's close to 67. And then if I pop out 74.4% block rate. So that's really just the gear and the build. I'll probably explain in another video how all the skills synergize with each other and the whole wombo combos. So, oh yeah, underwear is the same thing. Let me see. I didn't really finish this underwear because when it came out, it wasn't really. I wasn't really playing this game, or I wasn't playing on the server at the time. Here's what I have right now. Melee 10.2, toughness and focus. Pretty good. I'm trying to reroll one of these two. Probably the toughness, because you don't really need toughness in costume, and they don't give you enough when it's maxed out at mythic. I think it's backstab I'm looking for. Backstab melee. Try and get backstab melee, and then a lot of the stats are missing in the underwear costumes or undergarments. You're not gonna have crit damage, and well, at least for melee, I know you're not gonna have crit. I don't think there's crit damage because I did one for mage recently, and there's no crit damage in cast time on the underpants. So yeah, kind of want to do it the same thing, or you can mix and match between max health, magic defense, physical defense. You can pick those up. Those are all good. I wouldn't grab resilience or toughness. It's just not ideal. You can get what block rate, evasion, parry. That's all fine too. Or you can just go full glass like my original costume. So that's generally it. This is part 1. Probably in part 2 I'll explain combat and arenas and open world for Abolisher. Again, I haven't played this class in probably like a month or 2 since Fresh Start came out, so oops. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'll definitely reply, and take care. Have a good one.